Opening statements will begin in the trial of the men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery. It has been almost 2 years since Ahmaud Arbery's death, but now the suspects in his killing will have their day in court. CBS 46's Haley Mason is live in Brunswick tonight. And Haley, some are concerned about the demographic makeup of the jury that will be handling this case.
That's certainly been the topic of discussion, Tracy, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. But we just want to note it's been 3 long weeks, and we are finally here on the eve of opening statements in the murder trial in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery. We know that we've talked to attorneys, we've talked to spectators, even some people that are involved in this case, and they say they're shocked to see the racial makeup of the jury that's going to be seated tomorrow morning. Out of the 12 jurors and 4 alternates chosen Wednesday afternoon, every juror is white, except for one black man. That group will be deciding the fate of the 3 men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery. The state immediately argued this jury makeup is a result of racial discrimination. They raised what's technically called a Batson challenge. The defense defended its strikes against black jurors.
We're very pleased that we have been able to select now 16 members of this community.
Judge Timothy Walmsley agreed with the state that there appeared to be racial bias.
This court has found that there appears to be intentional discrimination in the panel.
But with that said, Walmsley did not reseat the jury, saying the defense attorneys provided, quote, race-neutral reasons to strike the 11 black jurors in the final pool. The state did not dismiss any black jurors.
Justice for Ahmaud!
Arbery's parents and supporters spoke out about it.
Block 11 of the black jurors, the 12 jurors, black jurors. That was just wrong. There's no justification for that. And to act like that was race neutral is just pretext. I mean, we got to be very real about the era that we live in.
It's like unreal. I mean, I just can't put it into words. I was very shocked that we only had one black African-American man. And I mean, it's devastating.
Today, Judge Walmsley deciding on final motions, again blocking the defense's attempt to admit Arbery's mental health records and toxicology report showing a small amount of marijuana. He also rejected efforts to have a use of force expert testify as a witness for Travis McMichael.
He'd been trained for 10 years on the very law enforcement techniques that all police officers get.
None of that applies to any of these defendants. None of them were law enforcement officers.
In a final show of pre-trial unity, the Arbery family, flanked by activists and community supporters, marched through the streets of Brunswick, calling on the community to ensure justice. And late this afternoon, speaking of the jury, we learned one juror, a woman, is not able to participate because of a medical issue. And so an alternate is now moving up to that 12-person jury pool. But we do want to note there are still motions to take up. The judge still considering whether the defense's request to blur out the Confederate flag on the front of Travis McMichael's truck. The defense wants that blurred, saying it's, quote, inflammatory. The state says it was his choice to put it on there and drive around with it. So he's still considering that and a few other motions to take up before opening statements start tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Glenn County in Brunswick, Georgia, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.